What's going on? It's your boy Torian Hines. I'm the host of the Distorted Cosmos. Sometimes I be doing the most. And today we got a special guest with us here to talk about a little bit of mental health in your lifetime. So we got Miss Holly. Miss Holly, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm out here in Texas. It was winter a few days ago, and now it's goddamn summertime. So sitting in the backyard with my shirt off, and it's 80-degree weather. So hey, I'm doing okay today.
Oh, that's right.
So how
I
you
wish we had that here.
well, it's coming. I'm sure it's coming. So how's your day today on this magnificent Tuesday?
This is a terrific Tuesday, if I may say so myself.
ET.
I'm getting a lot of stuff done, and I'm really, really proud of where I'm at. So,
Now I really love your tapestry in the back of you. I noticed it has one particular thing that I'm very fond of, and those are the mushrooms. I noticed the big red one, the Amanita mascara, and then they have a couple of look like golden teachers on the side. But you know, are you a consumer of the mushroom or the fungus?
no, I'm not. I just think that this tapestry is super duper dope. Um, but yeah, no. Now I do cook like the mushrooms, like I can, whip you up some like mushroom chicken or something. But yeah,
No,
no.
I need that psychedelic joint. So I need to feel it. Yeah, I mean, I do the green too, but when I the mushrooms gave me the epiphany of a lot of breakthroughs about what I was dealing with, and it really allowed me to step outside of who I am because society will have you believing that you have to hold on to this grief in order to go forward. And my grief was abandonment. I had a lot of abandonment issues, and but it took me to be on mushrooms to realize that that's actually what it was. I was thinking, oh man, it's something in me that I just can't hold on, and I was so fearful of being lost or being left, and not being or not having. And then a good mushroom trip. The trip actually itself didn't do it. It was like the next day when it was kind of like clearing up. I went for a walk and it just hit me. Boom, boom, boom. I was like, whoa, hold on. That's what it is. That's what's going on. And it was nobody around. It was just me. And I like stopped in my tracks. And that's when I was like, wow. But it was the mushroom because they have depending on the dosage, if you take a high enough dose, the effects will last about a day or two. So, but that's just my personal story with the mushrooms. So today we want to talk a little bit about mental health. Now, again, I talk about the work-life balance of entrepreneurs, and one of the life parts of the work-life balance, the life part of entrepreneurs is mental health. So I understand that you have a story in regards to mental health and how that was brought brought about. So tell the people your story and your journey in regard to of mental health and how you've used it to help you progress forward.
Okay, so my mental health story starts in July of 2008.
Hmm.
Um, that was the month that I had my baby girl Jemiah, and that was also the month that she passed away. Um, Gave birth to her July 17th of that year, and then she passed away July 31st. She was 2 weeks old. Um, I was a reckless teenager, and I lived my life any kind of way. I lived a street life, and I left my daughter with people who did substances that I would never do. And I came back from getting her formula, and I found her floating face down in the bathtub. Um, the investigation into her drowning was a joke, and I'm gonna definitely call out the Aurora Police Department in Colorado for that. So it just being a teenage mom, having a baby, I thought me and my baby would be forever, which is the butterflies you guys see. Um, that was supposed to be our thing. Like I would talk to her about butterflies as a baby, and this the pain of being a teenage mom and not having your child no more, and just going through the motions, and then developing PTSD behind it, and then the next year losing a loved one, and just battling the loss of your child, because every year her birthday comes, you think about the what ifs, and then the anniversary of her passing comes up, and you think about that too, and it drains you. But I decided, with all the people that I've lost in the last 15 years, that I decided to turn all of my grief into something positive, which is my podcast, Morning Mimosas. So
So if you don't mind me asking, how old would your daughter be today?
she would have turned 15 this July.
Well, again, again, my condolences. It's definitely not something I think to speak to. It's like a parent's worst nightmare. So do do apologize about that. But so now how so you said you've transformed that into a form of healing now. So it explain to us, exactly how you did that, and how is that going?
So, so it was October. By October, I had lost two aunts and then two uncles, and then I got in the news that my mom's cousin had died. So five relatives in the year. Um, so it's like I wanted to. I did break down. I did, but I decided that I didn't want to just continue to break down. I wanted to do something positive with my grief, so that way I can make my aunties proud, my uncles proud, my mom's cousin, which I would consider my uncle, make him proud. So I started Morning Mimosas actually in 2017, but I didn't do nothing with it. So um, since morning does mean awakening, I decided to awaken myself and awaken the page and actually do something outside of myself to not just better me, but to better others. So yeah.
All right. So how many episodes of your podcast is available now?
So I have done 6 interviews that are available on Anchor and Spotify.
Okay.
Super proud of myself. And then we have our big live this Saturday. So that's going to be on Facebook. I'm also going to download it to Anchor and Spotify as well.
Yeah.
And then with that, we're also going to be premiering on a small TV network this Saturday. So just doing a lot of big things this
Hey,
weekend.
okay, ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Go ahead on and get it then. All right. So, what's the primary topic of your podcast or your show?
So we will be talking about putting value in criminal justice. And if I can explain that portion, um, putting value in criminal justice means we are going to be trying our best to solve cold cases of African Americans and missing persons of African Americans. I've already reached out to a few families who have murdered loved ones who are willing to speak to me about their families' cases. And I'm going to try to do my best to give them a sense of truth and a sense of healing by doing this. So that's the criminal justice part. We also do promotion of healing and education, and that also entails a little bit with the criminal justice part, getting healing and truth for these families because their loved ones' cases have been cold for years,
Yeah.
and they have no answers, no truth, no nothing, and that's not fair to them. They need to start to heal, and they need the truth so that that's the promotion of healing part. Also, promoting healing for me is also breaking the stigmas of mental health in our community. I don't know what the big stigma is behind it because I'm all for getting my mental health checked, but the stigma that we have in the Black community, I'm trying to break those with the promotion of healing and the education part. So I will be bringing on mental health professionals to come on and talk on certain episodes, certain topics, and then see if they can offer services for people who are actually ready to, take that next step. Bringing in different Black owned businesses to educate people. And maybe this person wants to start a business, but they don't know where to start. Maybe they can be inspired by that person so they can go move forward, quit that job that they hate, and start that business that they want. So, we're just doing stuff like that.
That's actually one of the things that I do. I take my podcast. Not only do I teach other people how to podcast, but first off, I definitely apologize if it's windy. Again, I'm outside. But I definitely take my podcast and I give people a voice, give people a means to say what's inside, and I kind of coach them into bringing that out and telling their story via a podcast series. Now, as a person myself who's been in and out of counseling for years, because again, I have my own PTSD from trauma in the military, but also I have my childhood trauma about not having, but I have parents, but the lack thereof of being in my life specifically. So, those were traumas that I didn't even know I had. But when I grew up with them, I just kind of assumed that that was a part of life because, as you said, in our community, inside, just feel like it's getting windy. Anytime I speak up, talk, I get windy and windy. But a part of our community is not so versed at getting this particular help in which they desperately need. So I definitely get that. And you know what though? I also preach it to Black men because uh as a man, I believe that there's certain points of healing that we got to do in order to properly lead our household. Like I was speaking on thank you. I was speaking on live to a young man and a young lady, and one of the guys asked me, why is it so hard for women to submit? And I said, I believe it's so hard for women to submit because she doesn't trust you. She doesn't trust that you can lead her down a proper path that she's going to feel comfortable with, not only being led, but also thriving in her femininity. Creating a space for her to feel safe, for her children to feel safe, and everything so that's just my 2 cents on what I believe why men should come into a relationship healed already, or at least have a plan of action and have actionable steps that they can prove that they're working on themselves, or have a past record to show, hey, here's what I've done to work on me. But also, a lot of people will take that old you and label that as who you are now. I'm like, no, I've changed, I've healed, I've grown. I'm no longer that person. I can imagine if some people say, well, if you hung out with those particular people in the past with your daughter, who's to say that you won't hang out with those folks again? You're like, bro, that's not my life anymore. I've
Right.
grown. So yeah, just my 2 cents there.
Your 2 cents definitely belong in the jar because I'm a big activist for that too. I noticed that a lot more women are starting to take care of their mental health, but men for some reason put that on the back burner because they think that they're being categorized as weak.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things I want to tell, especially my beautiful Black men, is that you guys are strong for coming forward.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are strong for getting that help because you guys don't want to be stuck in the same pattern. What is that? When you do the same thing and expect the same result, insanity. You don't want to be in insanity.
Sanity. Yep.
So we got to change that narrative.
So how does the Morning Mimosa podcast work? How do you get your guests, going, and how do people find you so that way they can go from here to your podcast and check you out?
So how I get my guests is Facebook. Let me just say this, Facebook groups have been amazing. That's how I was able to find a lot of amazing people. And may I just say that since I started podcasting, the love that I've gotten has been amazing. Going into these groups, looking for guests, asking questions about things you don't know, um, has been amazing. And then also, just posting on different social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram. I have what is it called? Linden? I believe that's what that is. And then I also, Morning Mimosas is also on a website called alignable.com. And I was actually um, nominated for Denver's local businesswoman of the year for that. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I win, but I'm grateful for that. And it's all because of the work I'm doing here. And then as far as Morning Mimosas, y'all, you guys can find us on Facebook, Morning Mimosas. You guys can find us on Instagram, Morning Mimosas CO. You can find us on, I mean, we do have a YouTube, Morning Mimosas CO. I'll see how much I actually want to post on there. And then we are on Anchor and Spotify
That's
for
fire.
our audio, for the audio pleasure. So
That's fire. Okay. Well, again, happy that you're actually getting into the community. I'm happy that you're helping these families get justice. So would you classify your podcast as like a true crime podcast, or
No, because we don't only focus on true crime. It is true crime,
yeah?
but it is also what is it? Maybe lifestyle, because we're talking about like healing and stuff like that. So lifestyle and then education. So true crime, lifestyle, and education.
Okay. All right. So what's your ideal guest?
Well, black, of course,
Okay.
um, and then depending on what we need that week, it could be a black musician. It could be a black shoe store owner. It could be a black mental health professional. I actually, for our Saturday episode, I found a lady who she survived cancer while getting her doctorate,
Mm,
and I can't wait for her people to hear her story. I found her just networking and posting on Facebook. So
mm,
just really, like I don't know. I'm really really overwhelmed a little bit. I'll be honest, because
yeah.
I never thought that Morning Mimosas would have grown as fast as it did, but it did, and I'm just thankful for all the support that we've gotten. So
Okay. Well, shit, it's growing. It's growing, especially with podcasting being one of the most growing phases of media in 2023. I think it's grown by 40% every year. So it's going to be like a multi-billion dollar industry. So speaking of multi-billion-dollar industry, do you have a product or service that you sell?
not yet. I'm actually doing a business workshop right now because eventually Morning Mimosas will sell merchandise.
Mhm.
But I'm just getting into the business proposals and all that great stuff. But eventually, yeah, we will be selling merchandise. But I'm in the baby steps of that.
Gotcha. So give the people one last closing thought, like one gem. Like if you could jump in the time machine and go back and tell your younger self something, wh- what would that be? Or you or a young lady, young man, any give them a gem.
So I would tell them that you deserve to be a better you. So do whatever you need to become that better you. If you need to heal from a childhood trauma, heal from that to become a better you. If you need to burn away something that's negatively affecting your life, do that because you deserve to be a better you. I preach that every single time is that you deserve to be a better you. So become that better you.
And I want to add on to that. So again, I'm an author, and one of them, and the emphasis in which I wrote my book on is an efficient you. The best version of you is an efficient you. So by realizing who you are, by becoming who you are, by becoming the best you, you will not only again be the best version of who you are, but you know it literally changes everything around you. It changes your work ethic, it changes your thought patterns, it changes how people perceive you. And that's what a lot of people don't really get. So I recommend, you know, if anybody out there is looking for a change, like the time is now. There's more than enough tools, there's more than enough resources, there's, you know, countless amounts of self-help books. As a matter of fact, mine, the three ring theory, is coming out in probably this summertime. I'm gonna try to get a book tour. But yeah, it's a thing. Yeah. Thank you.
That's
But
exciting. That's really exciting.
it's a book in which I came up with. So it's a theory and it's a personal memoir. And again, so the three rings explained is ring one is your mental, how you think and why you think and the process in which you think. Ring two is our environment, our call it the control center, like your your tapestry in the background. You put that up because it has a certain meaning in your life. So when anyone you feel comfortable with, you invite them into your ring to your personal space, which is where we usually have our family, our cousins, our friends. We invite them over to our house to experience the kind of commonalities in which we have other things. Ring three is your appearance, is your ego, and we dress our ring three up to be presented to the world. So like now I see how you got the red red hair and the dress and everything, but you have to make a conscious choice to pick that that color hair because you wanted to present yourself to the world in a certain manner. It's a process and why you did that, but also once we learn that everyone else also has a process, and if we take our time to understand their process, then we are understanding not only the human race better, but those around us better. So that's the the premises of my book. So I definitely agree. You know, be the best version of you. Strive to be better. There's always higher goals. As soon as you accomplish one goal, it's like now what? Okay, I gotta keep on going. I gotta keep on going because growth is is steady. Growth is steady. It doesn't stop. So
Amen.
all right,
Okay.
all right. So
Cross your fingers.
thank you. So you got anything else for the people?
No, just continue to support him and support us, y'all. We are out here creating content for you guys to be better. So please continue to support his podcast and support mine as well. Y'all, we're out here doing this for ourselves, obviously, but also for y'all. So
Exactly. And on that note, again, it's your boy Tori Hines. I'm the host of the Distorted Cosmos with my lady Holly. Holly,
all right, y'all. Thank you so much for having me.
you gotta say I'm the Holly of the host of the Morning Mimosa. Come on.
Oh, my
Boy,
bad.
I'm talking.
Let me do over. Hey y'all, I am Holly, the founder of Morning Mimosas. Y'all check us out, all right?
There we go. There we go. So you have an email address if somebody wants to like book you or should they just shoot you a message on your social media?
So one of the great things about Facebook is that you can actually go on our Morning Mimosas page, and on the page it has a send email button that you can send an email directly to me. But the direct email is morningmimosascolorado@gmail.com. But if it's easier for you guys to send me an email that way, you can go to our social media page and click on the send email link, and I will get it that way as well.
Fire, fire. And then note, we'll go ahead on and head out. So I thank you for being a guest on the Distorted Cosmos. Let your people know I sent you a flyer. Be be sure to post that flyer out so that everybody know who you are and how to get in contact with you, and that you were part of the Distorted Cosmos. You are now part of the fam. So I appreciate you today. I appreciate your time. Thank you very, very, very much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.